The 10 o'clock news starts right now with a breaking news alert.
A Mother's Day tragedy. 13-year-old Tristan Bailey is believed to be dead. She was missing for 16 hours before the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office called off the search for her. A body was found today in St. Johns County, and deputies believe the body belongs to Bailey.
The community was out for much of the day trying to track her down. News4JAX has a team of reporters gathering details on the search for Bailey, as well as what led up to her disappearance.
And we're going to begin with News4JAX reporter Bree Isom in the North Durbin Amenity Center. Bree, what has happened since the search?
So since the search has ended, they've now changed their location. Officers used to be at the Veterans Park, but now they are right behind me at the North Amenity Center. This is on Durbin Parkway in the Durbin Crossing neighborhood. Now, today's been a long day of trying to search for that missing girl, and unfortunately, police say it did end the way that it did. Now, this is some video that we have from earlier. This is from Drone 4 of a heavily wooded area they were searching. Officers also had K-9 units out. The search started just after 10 this morning when she was reported missing by family members. St. Johns County Sheriff's Office was staged at Veterans Park most of the afternoon. Volunteers who searched for Tristan Bailey searched the woods near the park, then moved to the North Amenity Center. The search was called off at the Amenity Center, and police say the body of what they think is Tristan Bailey was found at around 6 tonight.
This morning at approximately 10 o'clock this morning, the St. Johns County was notified by the family of Tristan Bailey that she was reported missing this morning at 10 o'clock this morning. 13 years old, white female. They gave a clothing description. The family last saw her last night at approximately midnight, and at that time, the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in this community went to work this morning. This was an exhausting search by the neighborhood, by the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We have located a body that is preliminarily identified as Tristan Bailey. Again, it's in the early stages, but we will verify that through the process. I will tell you this again, we've notified the St. Johns County School District. This is a grieving community, and we're going to respect that grieving community. And I ask you that you put this out there and you help us stand behind this community and let them grieve together. Anything I'm missing back here? This is the early stages of a very, very complex investigation. And with that being said, of course, again, we're going to give the respect to our investigations unit, Director Skip Cole and the CID unit to go ahead and do their job from this point forward.
And we're joined here live by News4JAX crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson. So, Ken, they just listened to in that briefing, the sheriff didn't really give us much information about what happened. They just said that they found a body that they believed to be Bailey. So just kind of tell us what you think about that.
Well, first, let me just say my thoughts and prayers go out to the family of this 13-year-old victim. At the briefing, the sheriff just gave preliminary information, basic information that we all suspected when they called off the search. And now they have actually moved from that location to here because this is, from what my understanding is, where she was last seen alive. And so this is a crime scene now, so now they've got to process this scene. It may take them throughout the rest of the night to process this scene. The sheriff was very careful in giving out information at this point because it is a very fluid investigation that's going on. Everything is preliminary, even though they found a body that of a more than likely the victim. They're very, very careful before they release any pertinent information regarding the victim as far as the state of her body, her identification, and things of that nature. So they just want to make sure that they dot every I and cross every T. So they moved to this location so that they can process this and see what else that they can uncover.
Now, Ken, do you know how long you think that this will take? I don't know if you've dealt with any situations like this one.
Yeah, sure. This could take all night. It depends on what they find. Depends on how broad they search the area, how much manpower that they have out here. It's a very methodical process. They want to make sure that they do it methodically, simply because if you have suspects in mind or suspects in custody, you want to link everything that you can find relating to this crime to them if they're the ones that's implicated.
Now, Ken, I know there's probably parents at home that are concerned. What kind of advice do you give to these families that are watching right now and seeing all this unfold?
Yeah, this sort of thing reminds us that we've just got to make sure that we keep an eye on our children. And you know, that sounds so simple, but sometimes it's hard when you've got a persistent child. And I'm not saying that that's the case here, but as parents, it becomes our responsibility, as long as they're in our care, custody, and control. It's our job to watch out for them. It's our job as parents to make decisions for them. They may think that they're grown enough to make life's decisions when they really aren't. You got to watch them when they're on the internet. You got to watch who their friends are, who they hang with. You just got to watch everything. You got to be a parent, and all of that is a part of parenting. Right. So my message to parents would be, watch your children, love them, but be a parent to them and not their best friend.
All right, thank you so much. That was News4JAX crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson. Now, coming up at 11, I did talk to a neighbor in this community, and she tells me what she thought about everyone coming together to help find this girl. I'm live in St. Johns County. Bree Isom, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Bree. News4JAX reporter Marilyn Parker joins us live from Veterans Park. It's where many people showed up to help with the search.
Marilyn, what are people there saying tonight?
Well, Scott, Janice, just like everyone, they were hoping for the best when they got here. They searched for a very long time. Many people, when they arrived, they said they were just trying to get as many answers. And, you know, when they called the search off initially, people were saying that that's when they grew anxious and they were worried. But again, trying to get some type of details. And when we questioned the sheriff's office, we couldn't get much information. We want you to take a look at these Facebook posts. This is a post from Brittany Bailey, Tristan's older sister. It says, "I've never seen my family in the state we're in right now. We just want baby Bailey home." And here's another post from a family friend that says, "I love this kid like my own. We're heartbroken not to know where she is." And I spoke with a close friend of Bailey's who says she spoke with her recently through social media.
But she's a really nice, sweet girl, and she's strong. And she's a great athlete. Last time I talked to her was yesterday, but we were Snapchatting, and I was at like 10 o'clock, but last time I saw her was probably at like cheer.
And we're told there will be a candlelight vigil tomorrow for Bailey at 8:30, and it's going to be at the Amenity Center where Bree Isom is right now. We're also learning that the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is set to give out some more details tomorrow morning about this case. And coming up tonight at 11, I speak with Bailey's cheer coach from POA, and she describes her as a loving, caring person, and they are just heartbroken, as you can imagine, by this entire situation. We're live in St. Johns County tonight. Marilyn Parker, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Marilyn. And within the last 20 minutes, we have received this statement from an area school, Durbin Creek Elementary. It reads, "We are devastated for the family of Tristan Bailey. We are asking all our explorers to wear white tomorrow in observance, #OneCommunity." And News4JAX will be monitoring any new details that may come out overnight. Tune in tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 on the morning show. You can expect a live report from News4JAX reporter Ashley Harding. Then crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson will join us once again at 7 a.m. And for up-to-the-minute updates when we're not on the air, just visit our website, news4jax.com.
And we're following more breaking news tonight. 7 people are dead following a mass shooting at a Colorado Springs trailer park. According to police, someone walked into a family birthday party and began shooting people before taking his own life.
6 people were found dead at the scene, including the suspect. A 7th person later died at the hospital. Police believe the suspect was a boyfriend of one of the female victims. Although children were present at the trailer park, the gunman did not hurt them. The children are staying with relatives. Investigators are still trying to pin down a motive. Happening tomorrow, it will be more convenient to get a shot of the coronavirus vaccine. You can do it next time you're at the grocery shopping. Publix locations in Florida and Georgia will be offering walk-in vaccinations. The Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines will be available. The shots are available to anyone 18 and up. If you want to get a specific vaccine, you should book an appointment online. Also happening tomorrow, a pop-up vaccination clinic in Clay County. It's happening at the Little Rain Lake Park in Keystone Heights. Those are for the second doses of the Pfizer vaccine for people who got their first dose last month. The vaccination event is happening from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. You must show proof of Florida residency.
COVID-19 variant cases are surging in Florida. Officials believe the surge is tied to spring break. More than 10,000 variant cases have been reported throughout the state. In total, variants have sent 243 people to the hospital. The variants are also responsible for 67 people that have died in Florida. And the state of Florida adds more than 3,200 cases of coronavirus. The positivity for new cases yesterday was 5.3%. The State Department of Health reported 33 additional people have died today. Duval County increased its caseload to 107. St. Johns County 31, Clay County 36, and Nassau 9. And Georgia's highest court plans to resume in-person hearings. The 9 justices on the Georgia Supreme Court will be back in for oral arguments on June 9th. Chief Justice Harold Melton released this statement saying, although the statewide judicial emergency remains in place, this is yet another step in our court system's return to robust court operations. Health measures will be in place. All 9 justices have been vaccinated. They will wear masks. Other people in the courtroom will also have to wear masks. Attorneys making arguments may remove their mask at the podium.
Still ahead, an effort to keep your children safe. It's been known that some baby foods can be harmful, but what's being done about it?
In about 2 minutes, we explain how parents are trying to crack down on the toxic ingredients in their children's food. Stay with us.
And here's a look at our Snapjacks this evening, sent in from Florida Joy in Elkton, Florida, from 90-year-old Mama's Garden. Look at that beautiful flower. I'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
We're getting an update from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office tonight on the missing 13-year-old girl, Tristan Bailey. Just minutes ago, deputies sent out this statement saying, we do not believe there is a threat at this time and the community can stand down from any further search efforts. They also ask that you respect the family's privacy during this difficult time.
Now to toxic baby food, a story you'll want to wake up for and watch tomorrow on The Morning Show. Since we now know a wide variety of store-bought baby foods contain lead, arsenic, mercury, and other toxic metals, we wanted to find out what's being done about it and how to keep parents to keep their young children safe.
That's right. And for that, News4JAX consumer investigator Lauren Vorno has a preview of what she'll share tomorrow morning.
Each of the foods in front of me could contain heavy metals. You don't know it because companies aren't putting lead and arsenic on the ingredient list. So parents and policymakers, they are calling for a crackdown after the recent report released by Congress that found toxic metals inside almost every brand being sold on shelves right now. Yes, some of the metals exist naturally when the food is grown, but right now there is no regulation on how much of those metals are allowed to be in the food we feed our children.
It's really on parents to make choices right now because there's just so much of this on the market that has levels that are too high for babies.
Now, coming up tomorrow on The Morning Show, we are helping you with those choices, breaking down with a medical expert what you should and should not be concerned about. We also go shopping with a doctor to take a closer look at the labels so you know what baby foods to get and maybe what to skip. Plus, simple swaps parents can make at home right now. Watch Toxic Baby Food tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. on The Morning Show.
The Weather Authority and ExactTrack 4D, cutting-edge technology, giving you the most accurate forecast down to your street.
We are kicking off this week here with Hurricane Preparedness Week. Today's topic, we've been talking about determining your risk if you're living along the coast or if you're living inland. And each day this week, we'll be bringing you a different topic to make sure you and your family are prepared for hurricane season come June 1st. So if you live along the coastline, what are your risks? We like to say run from the water, hide from the wind. Storm surge is huge if you live along our beaches, if you live along the intercoastal or any of the rivers like the St. Johns that flood very easily. Water is a large threat. It's important that you know your evacuation zone. That is key. Further inland, you're most likely going to be sheltering in place. Are you able to stay in your home days, even weeks without power? Do you have enough supplies like food, medication, water for not only you, but your family members and your pets? That's also key. And if there's a lot of heavy rainfall and potential flooding, is your home still in a safe place? These are all things we want to make sure you have answers to before hurricane season starts. You can go to our website, news4jax.com, under the weather tab and find this story to talk about your disaster plan coming up here and make sure you're prepared for hurricane season. Also tonight, the NASA launch up in Virginia was scrubbed once again due to high winds. It is now tomorrow evening at 8:04 p.m. You'll want to look up to the northeast skies. The things we're watching right now are those high winds, and that's ahead of the next storm system that we're actually watching. Here locally, absolutely beautiful this evening. It was a gorgeous Mother's Day. Right now, 74 degrees at the airport. Winds out of the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. 16 miles per hour out of the southeast in St. Augustine. 10 miles per hour in Jacksonville. 14 miles per hour in Brunswick, Georgia there. 74 degrees in Jacksonville, 70 in Lake City, 76 in Waycross, Georgia, and 76 degrees in St. Augustine. As we continue through the overnight hours, those temperatures only dropping down into the mid-60s, seasonal for this time of year. But then we're going to slowly warm things up as we head into Monday. We're going to be dealing with a southwesterly wind, which usually allows our temperatures to get close to that 90-degree mark. And notice by 11 a.m., rain chances creep back into the forecast as well, so that is key. Clear skies and cool through the overnight hours tonight. Monday, you'll see a mix of sun and clouds. You'll see some breaks here and there in the cloud cover with some isolated rain chances. Also, those clouds will be a big determining factor tomorrow night for if we can see the launch. That's also something we'll be watching. And then Tuesday, thunderstorms are likely, some of which could be on the stronger side. So here's a look at live ExactTrack 4D radar. That's the storm system that I'm talking about. That's going to be moving our way over the next few days. It's going to be a rainmaker for us, but it's also creating some strong winds up there in Virginia that's impacting the launch. Here, though, locally, we're ahead of the storm still, and we are on the drier side. But as we take you hour by hour, we head into tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Mostly cloudy skies, still a slight chance of some stray showers there ahead of their next frontal system. You head into 2 p.m. You notice you see some sunshine mixed in there, but some scattered showers along the Florida-Georgia border with the main line of the frontal system still off to our west. Starts to sink south, breaks up just a little bit. This is 7 p.m. on Monday night. Scattered showers mainly across southeast Georgia at this point. They move on through. They really don't hold together as it makes its way past the I-10 corridor. Then you move into Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Clouds across the board still, winds out of the southwest. Isolated rain chances continue as the frontal system sinks south throughout the day on Tuesday. So that's something to note. We are heading into a wet weather pattern as we head into this week. Rain really sticks with us through Thursday before we start to taper off those rain chances into next weekend. Overnight lows dropping into the mid-60s with mostly clear skies, although the clouds will make a comeback tomorrow morning. Also warming things up by noon. Temperatures already in the low 80s, upper 80s by mid-afternoon. Some of us reaching that 90-degree mark as we head into our Monday. Forecasting a high of 90 degrees on Monday, 87 degrees on Tuesday. But notice the rain chances steadily increasing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with those thunderstorms. They slowly start to taper off Friday, and then we start to see temperatures in the low 80s, sunny skies as we head into next weekend. Remember, you can always get updates on the New Weather Authority app and on the radio, 97.9 KISS FM.
Thank you, Danielle. Well, it's Sunday night, and that means it's almost time for the Sunday Sports Zone.
Cole Pepper is standing by with a look at what's coming up tonight at 10:30. Cole, we need some action.
Well, listen, we're not exactly in a spot where we're going to get a lot of action on the football field, but maybe getting a little closer. We have officially shifted gears from the draft to now looking forward to seeing the rookies on the field. We'll take a closer look at the Jaguars' off-season schedule, which includes rookie minicamp for Trevor Lawrence and the rest of the Jaguars draft picks. We take a look back at the state high school track championships held this weekend at UNF, an event that produced several state champions from our area. And we'll have the latest on the winner of the Kentucky Derby potentially being stripped of the title and one of the best trainers of all time being suspended. All of that plus Rory McIlroy trying to end a year-and-a-half winless streak on the PGA Tour. It's all coming up on the Sunday Sports Zone in less than 15 minutes. For now, News4Jax continues right after the break.
We're getting new perspective on the shooting that happened in Times Square. 2 women and a 4-year-old girl were hurt in the shooting. New video shows a police officer running away from the scene carrying the child. Look at that. The little girl was shot in the leg. The girl was with her family at the time of the shooting. She's expected to have surgery.
Today is Mother's Day, and Dr. Anthony Fauci is telling everyone to hold on a little bit longer during this pandemic. He made a prediction today, saying the United States will likely be back to normal by next Mother's Day.
We've got to make sure that we get the overwhelming proportion of the population vaccinated. When that happens, the virus doesn't really have any place to go. There aren't a lot of vulnerable people around. And where there are not a lot of vulnerable people around, you're not going to see a surge. You're not going to see the kinds of numbers we see now. That being the case, I think we could approach what we used to remember as normal before all of this tragedy happened.
The White House COVID response coordinator says the country is turning the corner on the pandemic. And President Biden says he's observing Mother's Day by thinking about his mom. The White House also released a video with Biden reflecting on the impact his mom has made.
My mom was always about honor, about responsibility. She used to say, you know, Joey, the greatest virtue of all is courage, because without courage you couldn't love with abandon. She'd talk about how that, you know, Joey, bravery resides in every heart, but someday it'll be summoned. Be ready.
Jean Biden passed away in 2010. She was surrounded by loved ones, including her great-grandchildren. She was 92 years old at the time.
Here's this week's All-Star Athlete.
Alyssa Williams from Oak Leaf High School. Let's talk about track and field. Let's talk about running. You are a record setter. Tell me about your career here, because track and running is clearly something you're passionate about.
Yes, so my journey started in 7th grade when my PE coach was like, hey, have you ever done track before? And I was like, no, and I haven't thought about it either. And turns out I had a natural talent for it. And this year, since middle school, I've been trying to break a minute. And my senior year of high school, I was finally able to break it.
So that's the personal record you're talking about. You also, as I understand it, set a school record, right? What event was that?
In the 400.
And was that where you did the personal record too?
Yes, sir.
What does it take to break a minute? There are lots of us out here in life who say, I can't do that. What does it take to be able to achieve that?
A lot of commitment, hard work, and drive.
So when it comes to what you want to achieve, yeah, we're talking athletics, we're talking about academics. What about beyond the classroom, beyond the track? What are you doing in your community to give back?
Usually volunteer in food banks, things within the community. And I even got to volunteer at St. Francis homeless shelter in St. Augustine.
Well, Alyssa Williams from Oak Leaf High School, it is such a pleasure for Channel 4 to let everyone out there know you are the All-Star Athlete of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now to the story we've been following for you all evening. St. Johns County deputies believe they have found the body of a missing 13-year-old girl.
Tristan Bailey had been missing for more than 12 hours. Around 8 p.m., the search for her was called off. Her family says she was last seen last night at the Amenities Center at the Durbin Crossing neighborhood. News4JAX is still gathering details.
We will have more updates tonight on News4JAX at 11.
But first, the Sunday Sports Zone is after the break.